So Tom, the draw was made earlier this month. Ireland are going to be hosting the qualifiers next year. We're going to be hosting Poland, Bosnia-Herzegovina and Estonia. What are your thoughts on that draw?
Yeah, come here. It's going to be difficult, like, there's no doubt about it, especially you look at Poland and Bosnia-Herzegovina. They're both really difficult opponents, like, and Estonia will also be no walkovers either. So, but come here, we've got a lot of time to prepare for it, and the under-18s have got great games coming up now in March. They've got England, Italy and Belgium in a tournament in England, so that'll be start of the preparation.
And it's exciting as well for us to be hosting again some great fixtures. We saw that earlier in the year with the under-17s. I guess for yourself, a great opportunity for the fans to come out and see just how exciting these crop of players are.
Yeah, you look at the success of all our underage teams over the last number of years, and anytime we've been playing at home, there's been great support, and players need that too. It's important for their development to get Irish fans behind them, and for the future as well. That's what they need going forward, is big crowds and good support. And if you look at our under-21s, fantastic crowds going out to support the under-21s, and that's a positive for Irish football.
Because there seems a really good buzz at the moment, doesn't there, about the underage setup with Irish football? And there was many players in the under-21s who could have been in your squad.
Yeah, I think the last, when we were away at the qualifiers, there was 6 players available for the under-19s that have gone up to the under-21s, and we must have one of the youngest under-21 teams in Europe, and they've been really, really good, and the lads have stepped in and they've played really well, and along with other brilliant players with the likes of Conor Coventry and Jason Malumbi, and it's brilliant for them. And that's the bigger picture. Developing these players on and to play at the highest level they possibly can, and they've been doing superb.
And a couple of your lads as well going right to the top, going to the senior level. What was that like for you to see that?
It was brilliant, and it was probably on a day that was a bit of a downer for us. We got beat in our first game in the qualifiers against Switzerland, and to go back to the hotel that night and watch Lee O'Connor and Troy Parrott play for the senior team, it gave us a real buzz. It was every cloud is a silver lining, and that was probably one where you got to look at the bigger picture, and our job is to develop players through and eventually to try and get into the senior team. And it's a great time at the moment to be a young Irish international, because there's great hope and there's great opportunities, and the young players are really grasping it.
I know we've spoken previously, you'd said it's been somewhat of a roller coaster year, the highs of reaching a semi-final, and disappointingly you've said previously missing out on qualification this time. How would you assess 2019 as a whole?
Yeah, it's been a great year. You're all round, you get to the semi-final of the Europeans, and some of the experiences we've had this year has been outstanding. You even go back to the start of the 2018-19 season, where this time last year our under-19s had beaten Holland, when we had topped the group and got 9 points from 9 and set us up going into the elite phase, and went into the elite phase, and obviously a number of the lads had stepped up to the under-21s, and but the boys has come in, done really well again, and we got topped the group, got 9 from 9 again, and set us up for the finals in July. And there was a lot of turmoil, going into the finals, because you knew a lot of the players were going to be with first teams in England and weren't going to be released. So it probably reduced some of the top players even further. But any of the lads that come in done really, really well, and it was a great experience all round. So to get to the semi-finals, as I say, was brilliant, and it's testament to the players. And probably the biggest sickener of 2019 was Lee O'Connor and Jonathan Afolabi being suspended for the semi-final against Portugal. Built up great momentum in that tournament, and coming from the Czech Republic game and into the Portugal game, where those two players were absolutely phenomenal for us, and that was a major blow looking back at the finals, and to be received bookings, for something so simple was harsh, But come here, everybody dug in, and there was great resilience in the group, and it was great for Irish football.
Looking back on the last set of qualifiers, what are your thoughts on the performances? Have you had time to look back on that and kind of with a clear mind and see how that could have been improved, or what were the lessons learned from that?
Yeah, well, obviously coming from the finals, the highs of the finals, and straight away we're into preparing for the qualifiers, and we put a massive amount of work in that period prior to the qualifiers, going to watch games, you know, how we did a double-header friendly against Denmark, and we brought in about 26 or 27 players for that friendly. Like, so it was constant player identification and trying to get the balance right in the squad. In some areas we were very strong. You take the number 10 position, you know, we had a host of number 10s, and then maybe there was other areas where we may not have been as strong, so that balance in the squad maybe could have been better, like, you know, but that's the way football goes. But you can't fault the players put in massive work, their attitudes were brilliant, and we just come up against a very strong Austria and a very strong Switzerland, and we, as we say, we've got to take the learnings from it, but players, staff, everybody give 100%, and we can't look back with any regrets in that regard.
Looking forward to 2020, what are your thoughts on that? Some exciting games coming up. Obviously we mentioned the qualifiers, got some tough opponents as well in friendlies. What's the Tom Mohan team going to look? How's the Tom Mohan team going to prepare themselves for that game? Yeah,
well, obviously we've got to look at the under 18s at the moment, and as I say, the under 18s have some brilliant games coming up in March, and obviously we'll be linking in with Andy Reid and, you know, with the 18s as such, and going around monitoring players and obviously looking at our opponents in the qualifiers next November, and there's going to be a lot of work to be done, and it's a matter of getting the best players we possibly can, and getting the balance right within the squad. And we'll see a lot of the players now. It gives me a long time now to look at these players. So yeah, there'll be a lot of preparation, and we will do our utmost to get qualifying next November. And at the draws too, like, you know, there was, you know, some very positive stats at the draws. Our under 17s are currently ranked 9th in Europe. Our under 19s are currently ranked 10th in Europe. So I think that's testament to the work that's gone on within our underage international teams, and the work that's gone on right across the board, from our League of Ireland teams right down to our schoolwide teams, and the grassroots, the work that's gone on there also. Look, so I think everybody in Irish football can be very proud of those stats. It was really pleasant reading.
With us playing some of the top teams in Europe in the finals, and then with our rankings so high, I'd say that some of the other nations around Europe are looking at us now to face us as a true test.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, and it's a great challenge for the players to play against the top nations. Like, and the draw in December earlier in the month, like, you know, the England and Germany approached us looking for friendlies against our teams. So that's, you know, a testament to how well the players have been doing, and it's brilliant when you have countries like that coming to you looking for friendlies.
Is it now, whereas a case previously they were looking at Ireland as perhaps a team where they might be difficult to break down, is it now they're facing a much more technical Ireland that they're going to be competing against, a much more technical and attacking side? Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, and they've, you know, obviously these countries take note too, like, you know, of the results right through from under 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s, 21s, you know, and the performances all around of Irish teams, like, you know, and our players have proven to be technically very efficient and smart, clever players, and real quality coming through. So it's brilliant, and those are the sort of tests that we want, you know, to bring the players on to the next level.